On a freezing winter night in a quiet American city, the wind cut through streets like a blade. People rushed home without looking back. A young woman named Lily walked slowly along the sidewalk, exhausted from a long diner shift. Her hands were rough from hours of work. Her stomach painfully empty. She held a small takeaway box. It was all she saved, planning to eat it in her tiny apartment. Under a flickering streetlight, something made her stop. On the cold concrete just steps away sat an old man, his back bent, clothes thin, hands shaking. He tried to warm them with his breath. His eyes carried a silent pain. People walked past him like he didn't exist. Some avoided eye contact, others frowned, uncomfortable with his presence. Lily stood frozen, heart-battling mind. She looked down at her food, then back at the old man. She knew giving it away meant nothing for her, not a single bite. For a few seconds, she hesitated, barely surviving, living paycheck to paycheck, skipping meals for rent. But deep inside, something refused to let her walk away, something stronger than hunger, stronger than fear. So she slowly stepped closer, her voice soft but sincere. "Sir, please take this," she said, holding out her only meal. The old man looked up in disbelief, his lips trembling. He asked, "Are you sure?" Lily forced a small, warm smile, though her heart was heavy, and replied, "Yes, I'm sure." The man took the food carefully, as if it was something precious. His eyes filled with tears as he whispered thank you again and again. Lily didn't wait for anything more. She simply nodded and walked away into the cold night. Each step made her more aware of her own hunger, her body feeling weaker. But strangely, her heart felt lighter, as if she had gained something invisible yet powerful. That night she reached her apartment, drank water, and wrapped herself in a thin blanket. She lay down with an empty stomach, staring at the ceiling as the wind echoed outside. Instead of regret, she felt a quiet peace. Slowly, despite everything, she fell asleep. The next morning she woke up early, her body tired but her spirit calm. She returned to the diner like every other day, expecting nothing to change. She served customers, wiped tables, smiled politely. Until suddenly around noon, the sound of a luxury car stopping outside caught everyone's attention. A sleek black vehicle. Moments later, a sharply dressed man walked in, his presence commanding silence as he scanned the room. He walked directly toward Lily, asking her name. When she nervously replied, "Lily," he smiled gently and said, "You met my father last night." Confusion filled her face as she tried to understand. Then he explained his father, a wealthy businessman, disguised himself. He observed how people treated those who had nothing. Out of everyone, she was the only one who stopped choosing kindness over comfort. Lily's eyes widened as the memory hit her. The trembling hands, the grateful eyes. Suddenly everything made sense. The man then placed an envelope in her hands, his voice calm but meaningful as he said, "My father asked me to give this to you," her fingers shaking as she slowly opened it. Inside was a letter thanking her not just for the food, but for restoring something far more valuable, faith in humanity, reminding her that her kindness stood out like a light. Along with the letter was a check so large it didn't feel real, enough to lift her out of the life she struggled to survive. Lily's vision blurred with tears as they rolled down her cheeks, her knees feeling weak, not because of the money, but because for the first time, someone truly saw her, appreciated her, and reminded her that even the smallest act of kindness mattered. She never expected anything in return, never imagined one simple decision could change her life. But in that moment, she understood something profound. That kindness has a way of finding its way back. Days turned into weeks, and Lily's life slowly transformed. She moved into a warm, safe apartment, left behind the exhausting routine, and began focusing on helping others. She started small, buying meals for those on the streets, sitting with them, listening to their stories, treating them like human beings. As time passed, her efforts grew into something bigger. She partnered with local shelters, created programs to support struggling families. She dedicated her life to making sure no one felt as invisible as she once did. But no matter how much her life improved, she never forgot that cold night. Never forgot what it felt like to stand there with nothing and still choose to give. And one evening, months later, she walked through the same streets, handing out food. She noticed a small girl sitting alone on the sidewalk, holding a tiny piece of bread in her hands. The girl looked up at Lily with innocent eyes and a gentle smile, and without hesitation held out the bread, saying, "You look hungry. You can have this." In that moment, time seemed to stop. Lily's heart filled with overwhelming emotion as tears streamed down her face, because she saw herself in that child, the same kindness, the same selflessness, the same quiet strength. She realized something that no amount of money could ever teach, that kindness is never wasted. It doesn't disappear. It travels from one heart to another, growing, multiplying, creating a ripple effect that can change the world. As Lily hugged the little girl, she understood that the night she gave away her only meal wasn't a moment of loss. It was the beginning of everything. Because sometimes when you give your last piece, life gives you a reason to keep going. And sometimes the smallest act of kindness becomes the biggest turning point, not just for you, but for countless others. In a world that often feels cold and distant, it is those small, quiet moments of humanity that remind us who we truly are, and why even in our hardest times, we should never stop choosing kindness.